Sir, this is indeed a privilege and a reflection of this wondrous democracy of ours, where we've just heard three speakers from this side, one, the leader of the opposition, who has been an MP since 1980 and from Jammu and Kashmir. Then we had Yadav ji from UP, and the earthy humor of Sharad ji, who's been a 9-time MP. And in fact, it's the wondrous democracy of ours, where a first-time MP who comes from a community which is less than 2 lakh in India, less than 2 lakh, a minuscule minority of a minority, who grew up in a Hindu neighborhood, a Christian family, on a street in Kolkata named after a Muslim. This is our wondrous democracy. This is a true reflection of our unity in diversity. And this wondrous democracy, when you think about it, imagine a woman who belonged to a big political party, left the party 16, 17 years ago, got behind the people, the movement of Shingur, the 26-day hunger strike, and a simple petite woman, 5 foot a few inches tall, today in this wondrous democracy can come into parliament with 45, 46 of her own MPs. We must celebrate this democracy. We must celebrate this unity in diversity. But in all what we've heard in those 18 pages and 58 points, bullet points made in the President's address to the government, we heard nothing of celebrating this great unity and diversity. In fact, the last 276 days have been, if I may use a strong word, scary. Let us talk about the 3 important issues which I think are the reasons for how this communal, divisive kind of politics is happening. Let me give you some insights. They're very simple insights. The first is loudspeakers. Yes, loudspeakers. Loudspeakers is an effective, low on investment and hard to ignore. But loudspeakers today are causing lot of communal divide. How you put on the loudspeaker, when you put on the loudspeaker, which community gets affected. So this loudspeaker is a major cause for dividing this country. The second one is rumor mongering. And the third one is technology. The technology of the telephone. Today, India should be less scared of the gun or the bomb, but more scared of this telephone. Rumor mongering like the one which happened in Vadodara in September 2014. I don't want to go into the details, but there are lots of examples. And this, the dangerous part of all this, there is a pattern. There is a pattern. Now, 1st of December, December 1, 2014, no progress has been made on the SIT probe. No progress has been made. There have been a lot of statements. There have been a lot of empty promises. And on the subject of empty promises, you know, if you observe this very interesting and multi-billion-dollar advertising campaign, which was run by a big party, especially between March, April, May, they used an interesting device. What was that device? The device was the hologram. The hologram is, you can only see it, but there is nothing there. That's the magic of the hologram. And if you look at the last 7, 8 months, you can see a lot of things, but there is actually nothing there. Like you talk about 80 million bank accounts. But if you look closely, 95% have zero balance. Then, if you see the hologram technology is, you know, you talk about coal auction, but the focus has now shifted to the auction of a coat. But leave that aside, because I want to keep this at a very serious level. I want to come back to the court. No, the coal and the coat or the suit. Anyway, at least the textile industry would have got a boost. So it's okay. I want to make this point because there's a lot of talk about the fringe element. The fringe said, A said, or B said, or C said. My submission, Mr. Chairman, sir, is this really the fringe element or is this the mainstream element? Now, everyone has been quoted. Lots of people have quoted. I also want to use a quote, and I think this is a very appropriate quote. I'm very tempted because I come from Bengal to quote Rabindranath or to quote Netaji or to quote Swami Vivekananda. I will not quote them today. But listen to this. I quote, I have said that I support Hindutva, the Hindutva preached by Swami Vivekananda. But the type of propaganda on Hindutva that is being carried out now, that is wrong. It is not fair. We have to stay 100 miles from that. I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister with his busy schedule has not been with us for this part because the timing and who said this statement. This was said by Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. This was said after the Gujarat riots in 2002. And I want to use this opportunity to remind my friends from this side, please quote whoever you want, but this is also a good gentleman, you can take his advice. Okay, my Bengali is good, my English is not bad, but my Hindi is putrid. But I want to say these lines in Hindi because they can't be translated. मैं भी अंतर में सोच भी नहीं सकता किसी दूसरे धर्म पर आपत्ति के जाए आक्षेप किया जाए मतभेद होना अलग बात है लेकिन सर्वधर्म संभव इस देश की मिट्टी का गुण है इस देश की मिट्टी का खुशबू में है This is Atal Bihari Vajpayee 2002. Please listen, don't listen to anybody else if you want. Don't listen to the so-called fringe element yesterday who wants to pass judgment on Mother Teresa. But listen to this. One more. ये कोई 1947 के बाद की देन नहीं है ये कोई आधुनिक काल में हमने आविष्कार किया हो ऐसे नहीं है इस देश में मतरंतों के लेकर हमेशा मतभेद रहे हैं और मतभेदों को शांति के साथ शास्त्रदत्त की द्वारहुल करने की परंपरा रही है This is again Vajpayee ji. You know, these quotes don't make sense to my 19-year-old daughter, whose Hindi is even worse than mine. But when we watch Virat Kohli bat, or we watch Sami bowl, or Stuart Binney as an all-rounder, when they wear that blue jersey, they are India. We want it to be that way, but I would have to say there is a lot of talk about a digital India, but when we hear these kind of things, we feel this is a divisive India. And I'm glad what happened in Delhi, and congratulations to AAP for the 67-3 score, because after that, we are hearing some gentle noises. Now, whether the gentle noises will translate into action, well, that's an entirely different story. Now, often when this subject is brought up, then we say, no, leave all this communal aside, leave all this secular aside, talk development, talk numbers. So come on, let's talk some numbers. Health budget cut by 6,000 crores. Defense budget cut by 13,000 crores. HRD budget cut by 4,000 crores. Agricultural growth is down. Jobs are down. Industrial production is down. What is up? The highest number of cases in the Supreme Court today are still against disabled soldiers. Please do something about this. Let that number go up. I know the focus sometimes is on MSG. The MSG number is up. But don't forget about the MSP. MSG, for those of you who aren't familiar, is the Madison Square Garden. Lots of big numbers there. Okay. Now let me give you one state compared to the central government. I'll take my own state. GDP, India 4.9%, Bengal 7.7. Agricultural growth, India 4.6, Bengal 5.3. Industrial growth 0.7, Bengal in excess of 9. Service industry, India 6.9, Bengal 7.8. But sometimes even figures can be, we talk about women's reservation, 33 and 1/3%, 11% is the parliamentary average of women's reservation. I'm so proud that in the recent bypolls, which was held about 10 days ago, my friends across there got very excited. They did not even come second, they came third, but that's another story. You keep counting the votes, we'll count the seats. Good. Okay. Okay. Now, there, after the lady got elected, our newest MP, Trinamool Congress has 35.2% women MPs. We don't need reservation. Mamta Di doesn't need reservation because she makes it happen. Now, the famous excuse is, we can't do any work because Rajya Sabha, opposition is disturbing us. Opposition is disrupting us. Yes. Has the opposition stopped you from appointing the new Central Information Commission? Has the opposition stopped you from appointing a Lokpal, a CVC, NDMA, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights? Opposition hasn't stopped. And after all that opposition noises we made, at least last month you all appointed a coal MD, CMD. Now, let's come to this issue of ordinances, because yesterday I mentioned this, and the much respected leader of the House said this ordinances, 700 were brought at some time. So I've got some figures here. These are very interesting figures. And they're across parties. For every 10 bills the Indira Gandhi government brought, one was an ordinance. Pandit Nehru, for every 10 bills he brought, 0.9 was an ordinance. Then you say, I'm doing Congress publicity. So let's move to Janata Party. Janata Party, for every 10 bills they brought, 1.5 was an ordinance. UPA 1 and UPA 2, for every 10 bills they brought, 1.8 was an ordinance. And in the last 8 months, you folks, for every 10 bills you brought, 3 is an ordinance. Yeah. But then, this ordinance ka chakkar, maybe this new generation politician telling you not to bring ordinances. So let me quote a person who I'm sure you will take seriously. He's the first speaker of the Lok Sabha. This is what he said. If ordinances were not limited by convention only to extreme and urgent cases, the result would be that in future the government may go on issuing ordinances and making parliament a rubber stamp. RS means Rajya Sabha. Let me assure you, through you sir, RS will not become rubber stamp. At least till all of us are here for the next few years, we are not going to be the rubber stamp. Everyone has spoken a lot about land, but my party, Mamta Di, Trinamool Congress, 26-day hunger strike, even the UPA bill, we asked for a division. There were only 12 of us that day who voted. We voted against the UPA 2 bill. We hate this draconian bill. We will continue to oppose this kind of land ordinance. That time it was very difficult for us. Two other points. I won't go into much detail in this because the leader of the opposition touched on it in more detail. Electoral reform. We've had nothing on electoral reform. There's been a lot of hologram talk before the elections. Black money. Let me quote the current Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Venkaiah Ji, 2012. The names of the foreign account holders must be made public, and I demand a time-bound assurance from the government. That was in 2012. No black money is coming. This is the only kind of ghar wapasi we really want. We want the black money to come back. Because this black money leads to money power leads to muscle power, and this kind of power with media power is a toxic mix in a democracy. It's a toxic mix in a democracy. And we need to be very, very careful. We need to be alert. I have two more quick points to make. We've got two speakers. I will take 2-3 minutes more and then leave the rest of the time for my colleague. The government has come up with this very nice cooperative federalism. Good. I would like the government, through you, sir, to consider operative federalism. Because the difference between cooperative federalism is in cooperative federalism you talk, in operative federalism there is action. Let me give you 3-4 examples of genuine operative federalism. One, in the latest Finance Commission report, there is not a single mention of the debt-stressed states. Not one line. By the way, don't make it seem the 14th Finance Commission report that you all are doing a charity to the states. That is a recommendation of the 14th Finance Commission. You are implementing it. Good. Saturday morning at the budget, grant in aid and mission mode projects. We will be keeping a close eye on this because you've done a very nice media spin saying you've done to 32 to 42%, but we have to look at the fine print. Planning Commission, again, you've gone and you've changed it, you've changed the name. I suspect on the Planning Commission what really happened is you found a good name and then wanted to backfit everything to that name. Okay? Now we come to Beti, another example of cooperative federalism. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. 100 crores this year. If you really want to put the states on board, learn from the states. Bengal has put 1,000 crores behind a UN-backed program now called Kanya Shri. It's a fantastic program. It's tried, it's piloted, it's tested, it's rolled out. Use those programs. But instead, what do you go and do? On Republic Day parade, when Bengal wants to use their tableau called Beti Bachao, called Kanya Shri, something happens and you don't allow it to take part. Maoist terrorism, again, it's a very good example. Medicines, only state in India, along with few other states, 40 to 50% medicine discounts. And sir, I'll end now with this love for FDI. FDI is the solution to all the problems. But look at 2 points in FDI very, very closely. The first point is, 14 years of FDI in insurance has brought in 7,000 crores. These are not my numbers, these are your numbers. 14 years, 7,000 crores. LIC dividend for the last 10 years has been 14,000 crores, 1,400 per year. Insurance penetration, please look at this figure before you think about bringing FDI. Insurance penetration has gone down from 2009 to 2015 by 1%, and you still want to bring FDI. You want to sell us another hologram.
One more speaker.
Yeah, 1 minute. You want to sell us another hologram. Current government projects, you say, will be a 3% increase in 5 years. Please don't make this sound like an election promise. I will end by saying now, sir, there's a beautiful rhyme I learnt in school, so I must repeat that today, and then I'll conclude. This is a beautiful one about a hen which lays eggs and a codfish which also lays eggs. A codfish lays 1,000 eggs. A hen lays only one. But the codfish never cackles to tell you what she's done. And yet, we scorn the codfish, while the ordinary hen we praise, which only goes to show, to advertise it pays. Thank you so much.